What's good, guys? Welcome back to the last minute full card prediction. Sorry if that was a little too loud, but of course I'm excited. It's UFC 314. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to be getting into the last minute predictions where we go over the final last minute face-offs. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Of course, we have to mention weight misses, cancellations. Thankfully, there's no cancellations. Gene Silva missed weight but successfully re-weighed in after an hour. Nora Cornolle missed weight, only fighter to miss weight. Correct me if I'm wrong, but here we go. It's going to be a banger card, UFC 314. Here we go. I cannot wait. No longer wait. The anticipation is building. Let's go. Nora Cornolle versus Hailey Cowan. Nora Cornolle minus 188 versus Hailey Cowan. Basically, the face-offs are very important because we see that, Hailey's very excited. She's very happy. She's excited. They actually hug after, so that's something that I want to... It's good sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship. I will be saying... Nora Cornolle has some good pop in her shots. Excellent in the clinch, of course. We already know what we're going to get with Nora Cornolle. She has a lot of KOs. Matched up against Hailey Cowan, who isn't the best, most active. She's not even the most active as well. She's 7-3 in her She's 7-3 overall, but she is 3-2 in her last 5. Most recently lost to Jamie Lynn Horth by decision. Hailey has decent wrestling, and if she's going to win this fight, it's by wrestling, getting her against the clinch, taking her back, and successfully winning 2 out of the 3 rounds. I do favor Nora Cornolle to win this fight. Low confidence, a lot low confidence. Let's go over the props. Nora Cornolle by submission plus 750. Cornolle by KO plus 500. Nora by points plus 145. Hailey Cowan by KO plus 1,500. Hailey Cowan by sub plus 700. Cowan by points plus 260. I recommend take either one of these girls by points. Hailey Cowan by points plus 260 or Nora by points plus 145. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 196. No, at a plus 152. I like that this fight goes the distance at a minus 196. Over 2.5 minus 240. Under 2.5 plus 186. I like the over 2.5 as well. Nora by KO on points minus 130. Nora by submission on points minus 105. Hailey by sub or points plus 200. Hailey by KO on points plus 160. Give me that this fight goes the distance at a minus 196. I'm going to take Nora by points at a plus 145 and just give me Nora Cornolle money line at a minus 188. Let's go Nora Cornolle for the W. I think she should be able to get the job done. Let's go, my girl. Let's go. We got a lot of matchups ahead of us, guys. Marco Tulio versus Tresean Gore, which is an absolute banger matchup. Not only is this a banger matchup, but very anticipated for me. Earlier this week, Tresean was a plus 260. Marco Tulio minus 360. Now, Marco Tulio minus 400. Plus 300 for Tresean Gore. We know that this guy is a power couple with Norma Dumont. Tresean Gore is still so early in his career at only 30 years old. This guy has a lot of power. He's been finding his groove. He started as a wrestler, fell in love with his hands, and now this guy has a 2-fight win streak, beating Josh Frem and Antonio Tricoli, both by guillotine. Very, very nice guillotine. Matched up against Marco Tulio. Looked amazing on Dana White Contender Series against Matteo Duclis with a beautiful spinning back kick finish. We know that he has gotten KO'd one time by Alexandre, but I will say, guys, he has 5 KOs in the first round, 4 KOs in the second. I think this guy's going to be able to get this job done. He has lost by KO, and that's his only loss to Alexandre Silva, but it happens. It's MMA. So let's go over the props. Tulio by KO plus 115. Tulio by submission plus 430. Tulio by points plus 420. Gore by KO plus 1,200. Gore by sub plus 1,000. Gore by points plus 650. Gore winning by unanimous decision is it's a possibility. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, plus 225. No, minus 310. I like no at a minus 310, but it is juiced. Over 1.5, minus 140. Under 1.5, plus 112. Gore by KO on points, plus 440. Gore by submission on points, plus 400. Tulio by KO or sub, minus 180. Tulio by KO or on points, minus 185. Tulio does have 1 submission on his record, but I will say I don't think he's going to get that submission here. Tulio by submission on points, plus 170. So, give me Tulio by KO at a plus 115. Give me Tulio money line at a minus 400. I'm going to take the over 1.5 at a minus 140. And give me Tulio by KO or on points at a minus 185. I think he should be able to win this fight. Rightfully so. Start off the pay-per-view. Let's go. Start off the prelims. Let's get it. Marco Tulio for the win. Let's go. Mitch Raposo versus Sumudaerji. This is another banger main event. Not main event, but it's a banger fight on the prelims. What I like about this fight is that there's a lot of people on Mitch Raposo, and you can tell because the money has been coming in on Mitch Raposo. Earlier this week, Sumudaerji minus 220, Mitch Raposo plus 168. Now, Mitch Raposo's a plus 138, and Sumudaerji minus 170. The money's coming in on Raposo, but when we look at this, guys, look at the discrepancy in reach. This is why the face-offs are very important. Sumudaerji is known for going to war with Matt Schnell. Great shots, great speed, mixed with volume, but he can get taken down at times. He is on a 3-fight losing skid where he got dropped in his most recent fight by Charles Johnson. Sumudaerji can be open to submission attempts as well. He got subbed by Tim Elliott. Matched up against Mitch Raposo. Mitch is from the New England Cartel camp with Rob Font and Calvin Kattar. Great boxing, but he can get taken down as well. Mitch is only 26 years old, who made his UFC debut against Andre Lima. It was a split decision, but I don't think it was a split. I think it was clearly for Andre Lima. There's a lot of hype on Mitch Raposo, and I am going to be taking the Mitch Raposo side. Let's go over the props. Sumudaerji by KO plus 300. Sumudaerji by sub plus 1,700. Sumudaerji by points plus 170. So, I am on the Mitch Raposo side, but plus 3.5 for Sumudaerji is very good. Mitch by KO plus 700, Mitch by sub plus 750, Mitch by points plus 340. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 136, no at a plus 108. Over 2.5 minus 168, under 2.5 plus 132. Sumudaerji by KO on points minus 160. Sumudaerji by sub or points plus 140. Mitchell by KO on points plus 200. Mitchell by submission on points plus 200. So with this fight right here, guys, give me Mitch Raposo moneyline at a plus 138. I'm going to take over 2.5 at a minus 168. And I'm going to take that this fight goes the distance at a minus 136. I think there's value there in the over 2.5 and that this fight goes the distance. And I am going to take Mitch Raposo moneyline. So give me Mitch Raposo for the dub. 29-28 after losing the second round. Let's go Mitch for the dub. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. It's going to be a very tough test ahead of him, but let's go. I think he should be able to prevail. Let's go. Up the card. Sedriques Dumas versus Michał Oleksiejczuk. Sedriques was a plus 162 earlier. Michał as high as a minus 210. Now Michał Oleksiejczuk minus 205. Sedriques plus 164. Not that much line movement. But we can see Sedriques Dumas is almost the same height as Michał Oleksiejczuk. Dumas has very good cardio. Not so much power, but he's very capable of winning a decision. Excuse me, guys. I had to crack my back right there. He's very capable of winning a decision. He has good range, lands some good 1-2s, good low kicks. He has a solid ability to take a shot as well. His most recent win is a hard wrestling win over Dennis Tulio. And some people can say that maybe he can wrestle his way to victory here against Michał Oleksiejczuk. Matched up against Michał Oleksiejczuk, who was 1-4 in his last 5. That one win being over Chidi Njokuani by KO, ground and pound. He has very good power. He even dropped Kevin Holland before getting submitted in that fight. Let's go over the props. Michał Oleksiejczuk by KO on points is what I really like. Michał by KO plus 145. Michał by sub plus 1,100. Michał by points plus 350. Sedriques Dumas by KO plus 500. Dumas by sub plus 750. Dumas by points plus 500. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a plus 172. No at a minus 220. I like no at a minus 220. Over 1.5 minus 156. Under 1.5 plus 122. Fight ends by KO minus 125. Fight ends by sub plus 480. Fight ends by points plus 160. Dumas by KO on points plus 230. Dumas by submission on points plus 280. Michał Oleksiejczuk by KO on points minus 165. Michał by sub or points plus 250. So, give me Michał by KO to plus 145. I'll take the over 1.5 at a minus 156. I'll take that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 220. And give me that this fight ends by KO at a minus 125. Let me know what you guys think, because this is going to be a banger fight. I got Michał Oleksiejczuk. You know what? Give me Michał Oleksiejczuk by KO on points as well at a minus 165. I'll repeat them all over again. Michał by KO on points minus 165. Over 1.5 minus 156. This fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 220. And give me Michał by KO to plus 145. Let's go Michał Oleksiejczuk by second round TKO. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Darren Elkins versus Julian Erosa. Another banger matchup. Darren Elkins plus 285. Julian Erosa minus 400. Now the money's coming in on Darren Elkins as a plus 245. Julian Erosa minus 320. Massive amount of money coming in on Darren Elkins. So maybe plus 3.5 is good for Elkins. Elkins is always pressure. This guy has only been submitted one time in his pro MMA career. Who is that? By Charles Oliveira. So I don't know if Julian Erosa might be able to... We don't know if he's going to be able to get the submission or not. It's going to be a very close fight. I think Elkins can at least win one round here. Matched up against Julian Erosa, a very creative striker with great submissions ability. He has been KO'd 7 times, which is a massive red flag. He's a bit chinny, but he has 14 submission wins on his record and an incredible Darce choke, triangle choke, and his guillotine, I think, is his favorite submission in his arsenal. He lands more than 6 significant strikes per minute, and I think Julian Erosa should be able to win this fight. Erosa by KO plus 270. Erosa by submission plus 340. Erosa by points plus 195. Darren Elkins by KO plus 1000. Darren Elkins by sub plus 1500. Elkins by points plus 550. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a plus 112. No at a minus 142. Over 2.5 minus 112. Under 2.5 minus 112. Very close odds right there. Darren Elkins by KO on points plus 340. Darren Elkins by submission on points plus 410. Erosa by KO on points minus 155. Erosa by submission on points minus 130. Give me Erosa by submission on points at a minus 130. I'll take Julian Erosa money line at a minus 320. I'm going to take that this fight. I'll take the over 2.5 at a minus 112. Let's go. And then you know what? Just in case, I'll take that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 142. So, Erosa by KO on points at a minus 130. Erosa at a minus 320 money line. I'll take the over 2.5 at a minus 112, and that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 142, just in case. Let's go Julian Erosa. I'll go by decision. I'll go by 29-28 unanimous decision. Let's go, my guy, Erosa. But we like that submission on points, double chance. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Chase Hooper versus Jim Miller. This is crazy. Crazy matchup. These guys, the oldest fighter on the card. This is actually a very good matchup. Chase Hooper versus Jim Miller, minus 1,050 for Chase Hooper. Jim Miller plus 630. One of the biggest favorites on the card, Chase Hooper. He has improved his game so much since then, since getting knocked out by Steve Garcia. He's improved his skills to the max. He knows his style, and he's filled out since the beginning of his career. We know Jim Miller at 41 has the most fights in the UFC and most wins in the UFC. He's very durable. It's going to be hard to submit. This guy doesn't normally get submitted a lot or finished. The question is, can Jim Miller survive the body triangle and the submission attempts from Hooper? Chase Hooper by KO plus 550. Chase Hooper by sub minus 105. Chase Hooper by points plus 220. Jim Miller by KO plus 1,500. Jim Miller by sub plus 2,000. Jim Miller by points plus 1,500. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a plus 180. No at a minus 235. I'll take that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 235. Over 2.5 plus 128. Under 2.5 minus 164. Jim Miller by KO on points plus 850. Jim Miller by sub points plus 1,000. Chase Hooper by KO on points plus 120. Chase Hooper by submission on points minus 370. I'm not going to waste your time on this fight. Chase Hooper by submission on points minus 370. I'll take the under 2.5 at a minus 164. I'll take Chase Hooper by submission at a minus 105. And give me that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 235. We have Chase Hooper by submission on points at a minus 370. Just in case this fight goes the distance, I'm going to go Chase Hooper by submission. I want to go calf slicer, but in this case, I'm going to go by rear naked choke. We'll see if he can find that submission. The over 2.5 might have some value here, just in case Jim Miller shows that he's always tough, just like he always shows he's tough. But I think Chase Hooper should be able to find the submission. I'll go by rear naked choke. Let's go, my guy, Chase Hooper. Let's go. Virna Jandiroba versus Xiaonan. We know that this is one of the most anticipated fights for me because this is a number one contender fight. This card has a lot of very important fights, and this is one of them. Minus 150 for Virna Jandiroba. Xiaonan plus 122. Virna is one of the cutest athletes fighting on this card. She's in a number one contender fight. Virna, notable losses. Her 3 losses are to Carla Esparza, Mackenzie Dern, and Amanda Ribas, which we can look back at that and we can say that she doesn't move her head and she does tend to get hit a little bit more often than you would like her to. She's a hard grappler and her bread and butter is the grappling. I think 3 rounds is perfect for her. She's coming off of that great win over Amanda Lemos, matched up against Xiaonan. Xiaonan is a former title challenger, took Zhang Weili to a decision. Her most recent performance, she got beat up. She just beat Tabitha Ricci, at UFC Macau. Xiaonan is a very good boxer, looking to keep this on the feet in the center and use her striking to win this fight. Let's go over the props. Virna by KO plus 2,000. Virna by sub plus 260. Virna by points plus 210. Xiaonan by KO plus 650. Xiaonan by sub plus 29,000. Plus 2,900, Yan by points plus 210. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a minus 166. No at a plus 130. Over 2.5 minus 205. Under 2.5 plus 158. Yan by KO on points plus 120. Yan by submission on points plus 185. Virna by KO on points plus 180. And now we're going to look at Virna by submission on points. I think Virna by submission on points is a great play. Virna by submission on points is a minus 145. So give me Virna by submission on points at a minus 145. Give me the over 2.5 at a minus 205. Give me that this fight goes the distance at a minus 166. Give me Virna Jandiroba by points at a plus 210. And give me Virna Jandiroba money line at a minus 150. I think she should be able to win this fight. And finally, get her rightfully deserved title shot. Let's go Virna Jandiroba by submission on points. If it's by submission, I'll say a nice little rear naked choke, maybe a little arm bar, but I think she should be able to win this fight by decision, if not by submission. Let's go to the next fight. Let's go. Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. I had to zoom in back because this guy Sean Woodson is so tall, bro. He couldn't even fit in the frame. I wanted to zoom in more in order for us to get a better look at the face-offs, but I couldn't because Mr. Woodson is so tall. Plus 124 for Dan Ige, Sean Woodson minus 160. Now plus 152 for Dan Ige, Sean Woodson minus 188. The money is coming in on Mr. Woodson. A banger scrap, one of my most favorite scraps on the prelims. Dan Ige is known for stepping in on less than 24 hours against Diego Lopes, and he took a third round off of Diego Lopes. This is a difficult fight for both because of the power from Ige, he's a powerhouse, and the management of distance and range from Sean Woodson. Very durable. It's hard to finish Dan Ige. I think that this fight is more than likely to go the distance. Let's go over the props. Dan Ige by KO plus 380. Ige by sub plus 1,700. Ige by points plus 390. Woodson by KO plus 750. Woodson by sub plus 2,100. Woodson by points minus 105. So in this case right here, I love Woodson by points. But the only reason why I love Woodson by points at a minus 105 is because of how durable Dan Ige is. This could look like the Lerone Murphy fight, or it could look completely off. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 220. No, at a plus 170. Over 2.5, minus 280. I think it's a good parlay piece. Under 2.5, plus 200. Dan Ige by KO on points, plus 150. Dan Ige by sub points, plus 310. Woodson by KO on points, minus 160. Woodson by sub points, minus 125. So, in this case, I'm favoring Woodson to win this fight by 29-28 unanimous decision. So, give me Woodson by KO on points at a minus 160. Give me Woodson by submission on points at a minus 125. Give me the over 2.5 at a minus 280. And I'll take that this fight goes the distance at a minus 220. And of course, give me Woodson by decision at a minus 105. Let's go, Mr. Woodson. Use that reach advantage to your advantage. Let's go. I think you should be able to win this fight. Let's go, my guy. Just be careful with those hands made out of stone. Dominick Reyes versus Nikita Krylov, one of my most anticipated fights. Why this is one of my most anticipated fights is because we know that a lot of people, it's split. A lot of people are split. They're either on Krylov or they're on Dominick Reyes. No matter what, we can tell that this fight doesn't go the distance. Minus 188 for Krylov, Dominick Reyes plus 146. Now Dominick Reyes plus 138, Krylov minus 170. Very good fight for the main card. I think this fight doesn't go the distance. Krylov is a very well-rounded mixed martial artist. Good low kicks, good grappler, always pressures. Averages more than 2 takedowns per fight. We know a very notable win for Krylov was his win over Volkanovski, and he managed to take him down 7 times. He is on a 3-fight win streak with wins over Alexander Gustafsson, Volkanovski, and Ryan Spann. I have mentioned Krylov's sub game. He has 14 subs in the first round. That is insane. And 2 subs in the second. And 12 TKOs as well. This guy's a finisher. He has 2 wins by decision, matched up against a former title challenger, Dominick Reyes. We know Dominick Reyes broke a 4-fight skid with a win over Dustin Jacoby and Anthony Smith. And we need Dominick Reyes to have that momentum. He has a 28% takedown accuracy, but an insanely high takedown defense at 80%. So, let's go over the props. Krylov by KO plus 340. Krylov by sub plus 310. Krylov by points plus 330. Dominick Reyes by KO plus 410. Dominick Reyes by sub plus 1,600. Reyes by points plus 430. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a plus 152. No at a minus 196. I'll take no at a minus 196. I think it's perfect. Over 2.5 plus 114. Under 2.5 minus 144. I'll take the under 2.5 at a minus 144. Krylov by KO on points plus 120. Krylov by submission on points plus 115. I kind of like Krylov by submission on points if you're on the Krylov side, but we know that he could KO him as well. So maybe Krylov by KO or submission. I think that's a nice little factor as well, but we will say, guys, I am going to be taking Dominick Reyes to win this fight. But if you want Nikita Krylov by, let's go, Nikita Krylov by KO or submission, plus 120. I like Dominick Reyes. I'm going to be taking Dominick Reyes by KO or submission. Dominick Reyes at KO or submission plus 300, but we know he's not a submission guy. Reyes by KO on points plus 175. Reyes by submission on points plus 340. So I'll take that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 196. I'll take the under 2.5 at a minus 144. Give me Dominick Reyes money line. I believe it's a plus 138. Yep. And I'll take Dominick Reyes by KO or on points at a plus 175. Let's go. Just in case Dominick Reyes gets knocked out, we cover it with the minus 196 that this fight doesn't go the distance. So let's go Dominick Reyes for the dub. I think you should be able to win this fight. Let's go. It's about time. Dominick Reyes. Title run starts now. Next fight. The people's main event, guys. I don't know why they switched this fight with Yair Rodriguez versus Pitbull. I think they want more people to tune in early, but we all know that this was a banger fight before the co-main event. I don't know why they switched it. Maybe they want more eyes on the main event and on the main card early. Plus 250 for Bryce Mitchell. Gene Silva minus 340. Now, we know that Gene Silva needed the current, so I don't know if this played a factor, but Gene Silva has dropped down to all the way as a minus 205. Bryce Mitchell plus 164. The people's money is on Bryce Mitchell. It is insane how many people are on Bryce Mitchell. Since the beginning of time, we've had people like Bryce and people like Silva always hate each other. Good versus evil. Finally, a matchup that builds up hype. A matchup that builds up drama. A matchup that makes me want to get off the edge of my seat and just watch and enjoy these two scrap like animals, scrap like dogs. This is what we love about the UFC. This is why we are massive fans of the UFC. I cannot wait. Whoever wins this fight deserves bragging rights no matter what. Bryce Mitchell is a very dominant grappler. Most notable wins over Edson Barbosa. Of course, Dan Ige as well. He averages more than 3 takedowns per fight, but he might have a suspect chin. He needs to grapple this fight or else he's fucked. He doesn't land a lot of strikes per minute, but we know he was recently KO'd by Josh Emmett and finally got his first KO win over Kron Gracie. Matched up against Gene Silva, an absolute demon. A creative striker, a knockout artist that gets you riled up, gets you excited, smiles at you, gives you a high five, and then boom, he's on kill mode. This guy has a unique ability to just catch you when you least expect it. He just destroyed Melzik Bagdasaryan. Gene Silva by KO is what everybody's going to be banking on. Everybody's going to be having Gene Silva by KO in their parlay. Gene Silva was taken down 3 times by Charles Jourdain, and he went to win that fight by KO, but he also missed weight that fight. I don't know if Gene Silva has trouble cutting weight or what, but this guy is definitely not a professional when it comes to cutting weight. Let's go over the props. Bryce by KO plus 1,400. Bryce by submission plus 600. Bryce by points plus 430. Gene Silva by KO plus 125. Gene Silva by sub plus 1,100. Gene Silva by points plus 360. So, we know that the odds always fluctuate. So, Gene Silva by KO is probably minus 105 now. But for me, it's a plus 125 still on FanDuel. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a plus 158. No, at a minus 215. Over 2.5 plus 120. Under 2.5 minus 154. You guys know with this fight, guys, I gave you guys the over 1.5. So, I'm not playing with the under or over 2.5. For this fight specifically, guys, I gave you guys the over 1.5. I'm going to check right now what the price tag is at. But I believe the over 1.5 is a minus 1. Let me just double check. The over 1.5 is a minus 195. Under 1.5 plus 130. I'm going to take the over 1.5 at a minus 195. I'm going to take that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 215. And I'll tell you this. Bryce by KO on points plus 320. Bryce by sub points plus 220. Gene Silva by KO on points minus 190. Gene Silva by sub points plus 250. So, I'm going to take the over 1.5. Correct me. Over 1.5 at a minus 196. At a minus 195 to be technical. Over 1.5 at a minus 195. This fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 215. And give me Bryce Mitchell money line. I'm going to go Bryce Mitchell money line. Bryce Mitchell at a plus 164. So give me the over 1.5 at a minus 195. This fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 215. And Bryce Mitchell money line at a plus 164. Let's go, my guy Bryce Mitchell. I think he should be able to win this fight by unanimous decision. I'll go by 29-28. 29-28. And 29-28 by unanimous decision. But I will say, guys, if you guys have Gene Silva, take Gene Silva by KO on points. Gene Silva by KO on points at a minus 190. I think it's perfect. I'm going to take Bryce Mitchell. I'm going Bryce Mitchell for the dub. Let's go Bryce Mitchell by 29-28, unanimous decision. Let's go, my guy Bryce Mitchell. Let's fucking go. We know these motherfuckers are going to be barking like crazy. Patricio Pitbull versus Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez minus 196. Patricio Pitbull plus 158. This is one of my most anticipated matchups on the entire card, but I don't know why they switched it with Gene Silva. Maybe the people know what they're doing. So with this fight, Yair is a flashy, creative, very unique striker. Always looks for the right opening. He can get taken down. We know he lost to Frankie Edgar due to the wrestling as well. He has been taken down 11 out of his 14 UFC fights. He has no strength to defend a takedown. He got slammed by Volkanovski. He got taken down by Brian Ortega bad, and he got submitted. And we know that he tends to gas in that fight, so I don't know if he's going to look good in that third round. Notable wins for Yair Rodriguez are Korean Zombie, Brian Ortega, Josh Emmett, and BJ Penn. Matched up against a veteran, Patricio. He is 3-2 in his last 5, a true Bellator veteran. A true Bellator veteran, 2-division Bellator champion. This guy held the lightweight and featherweight, both Bellator champion belts. We know that this guy's a 2-division champion, but in my opinion, he spent way too much time in Bellator, and he should have been in the UFC much earlier. Patricio lost most recently to Sergio Pettis and to Cheeto Suzuki by KO. With Lerone Murphy, I mentioned how I wanted Lerone Murphy to blast the kicks, blast the body kick, blast the body kick, blast. And we implemented that from Yair Rodriguez, what he did to win that interim belt off of Josh Emmett. He blasted the body kicks, blasted the kicks, got flashy with the kicks until Josh Emmett had to force a shot out of desperation, and then he got submitted. At 37 years old for Patricio Pitbull, this is very sketchy. I am going to go Yair Rodriguez. Let's go over the props. Yair by KO plus 340. Yair by sub plus 1,300. Yair by points plus 140. I love Yair Rodriguez by points at a plus 140. The only thing is, we have to mention that this guy might get taken down. Not only might he get taken down, but if he hurts Patricio Pitbull, he might throw a flying knee and Patricio Pitbull might catch it and take him down. That's one thing that I hate about Yair Rodriguez. When he faces the little bit amount of adversity, he tends to quit. So, will this fight... So, let's go over the props. Yair Rodriguez by points plus 140. Pitbull by KO plus 700. Pitbull by sub plus 700. Pitbull by points plus 430. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 430. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 140. No, at a plus 110. I'll take that this fight goes the distance at a minus 140. Over 2.5, minus 168. Under 2.5, plus 132. Pitbull to land 1 takedown at a minus 105. Yair to land 1 takedown at a plus 250. We know Yair doesn't grapple. And if he shoots, he's in trouble. Yair by KO on points, minus 170. Yair by sub or points, plus 110. Pitbull by KO on points, plus 240. Pitbull by submission on points, plus 240. In this case right here, give me Yair by points at a plus 140. Give me Yair Rodriguez money line at a minus 196. I'll take that this fight goes the distance at a minus 140. I'll take the over 2.5 at a minus 168. And give me Yair by KO or on points at a minus 170. Let's go Yair Rodriguez for the W. Let's go beat this guy and show that there's levels to the UFC, my guy. Let's go. Lock of the week time, baby. It is lock of the week time. Paddy Pimblett versus Michael Chandler. Let's go over it. Michael Chandler plus 136, Paddy Pimblett minus 174. Now Paddy Pimblett minus 154, Michael Chandler plus 126. Mike the Cheater Chandler, he grabs the fence, he fish hooks Dustin Poirier, he hits Charlie Olives over and over in the back of the head. This guy has power like no other. And this guy, Jason Herzog, is not going to stop him if he grabs the fence, if he holds the fence, if he cheats. We know Jason Herzog kept on watching him get hit and hit Charles Oliveira over and over again. So I'm not expecting for the referee to be on Paddy Pimblett's side. What I'm expecting is for the referee to have money on Michael Chandler and want Michael Chandler to win and do whatever it takes for Michael Chandler to win. Every time Michael Chandler fights, this guy gets away with cheating over and over and over again. Chandler is the most explosive fighter in the UFC. You can even hear the canvas bounce when he fights. Chandler is a wrestler who was 1-4 in his last 5. Mike, no fight IQ. Chandler, he fights for entertainment. Some of my most exciting fights are watching Michael Chandler. He can definitely win this fight. We saw Paddy get caught by Gordon, get tagged up by Luigi. And we know if Chandler lands a massive overhand right, he might drop Paddy. Chandler out-wrestled Charlie Olives as well for a little bit. Chandler got out-wrestled by Charlie Olives. And we know Charlie Olives is not a very good American wrestler. This guy, Charlie Olives, shoots from across the octagon. In my opinion, he didn't look that good in that second Oliveira fight, but it happens. Paddy broke his foot 2 minutes into the fight with Jared Gordon. A star in the making. Some people could argue that. Paddy's arsenal of subs is triangle choke, rear naked choke, triangle armbar, and flying triangle choke. I do not want this guy to just butt scoot all the time and butt scoot the entire fight and pull guard. Don't pull guard. Don't pull one of these BJJ nerds style. You got to work for that. You're going to have to work for it. Michael Chandler makes all of his opponents work for it. I believe Paddy can find a nice rear naked choke. We know Dustin Poirier was the first ever guy to submit Michael Chandler, and Dustin Poirier is not a submission specialist. But he does have that judo. Let's go over the props. Paddy Pimblett by KO plus 270. Paddy by sub plus 250. Paddy by points plus 950. Chandler by KO plus 290. Chandler by sub plus 900. Chandler by points plus 600. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a plus 360. No, at a minus 550. I like that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 550, but it is pretty juiced. But it's a 5-round fight. Over 2.5, plus 108. Under 2.5, minus 138. Fight ends by KO, minus 110. Fight ends by sub, plus 170. Fight ends by points, plus 350. Chandler by KO on points, plus 160. Chandler by submission on points, plus 370. Paddy by KO or submission, minus 125. Paddy by KO or on points, plus 185. Paddy by submission or on points, plus 170. The bookies are not expecting for this fight to go the distance, and if it does, they are not expecting for Paddy Pimblett to win this fight by decision. Chandler by KO rounds 1, 2, or 3, plus 410. It's worth a sprinkle. We know that this guy comes in with the entire kitchen sink. Chandler by KO rounds 3, 4, and 5, plus 750. Paddy by sub rounds 1, 2, or 3, plus 330. Paddy by submission rounds 3, 4, and 5, plus 750. So, give me Paddy Pimblett money line at a minus 154. I'll take the over 2.5 at a plus 108. I'll take Paddy Pimblett by submission at a plus 250. I'll take that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 550. And I'm going to take Paddy Pimblett by KO or submission at a minus 125. And just to sprinkle on top, I'm going to take Paddy Pimblett by submission or on points at a plus 170. I'll repeat it all over again. Paddy by sub or points plus 170. Paddy by KO or sub minus 125. This fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 550. The over 2.5 at a plus 108. Paddy by submission plus 250. And of course, give me a little sprinkle. Paddy by submission rounds 3, 4, and 5 plus 750. Lock of the week time, guys. I love Paddy Pimblett. Money line at a minus 154. I like the over 2.5. I like Paddy by submission on points. I like Paddy by KO on points. I think you should be able to finish this fight inside the distance. Let's go, Paddy Pimblett. Let's go, my guy. Let's fucking go. Show me what you got. Number 12 versus number 7. This is your time. If you lose this fight, you're never going to get into that top 10 of the UFC lightweight rankings. Let's go, Paddy Pimblett. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Show me what you fucking got, Paddy Pimblett. Let's go. 25-47, 25-47. Main event time, boys and girls. Main event time, boys and girls. Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Alexander Volkanovski was a minus 148. Diego Lopes plus 116. Now, Volkanovski minus 144. Diego Lopes plus 118. I will say the bookies were a little sketchy this week because the bookies were having Diego Lopes as a minus 102, all the way as high up as a minus 102, Volkanovski all the way as low as a minus 125, and I hope some of you guys took some good advantage on that, because, man, these bookies have been wrong this entire card. Jose Aldo is the only fighter in UFC history to have won the UFC Featherweight Championship twice. I'm very excited that Ilya vacated his belt, because this is a very much more interesting matchup in this case. First time challenger for Diego Lopes. Last chance for Volkanovski to become a two-division champion, a two-time champion. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me on that, excuse me. Volk, one of the greatest featherweights of all time, but as we all know, Father Time gets to us all, and that's Volk's biggest red flag. Father Time, his chin as well. When Charlie Olives pulled out against Islam, it led to Volk's demise because he stepped in on 1 week's notice and he lost by head kick TKO to Islam, and then he got dismantled by Ilia Topuria. We know prior to those losses, Volk even looked amazing after he lost to Islam Makhachev the first time. He managed to get back in the win column and defeat Yair Rodriguez. Volk is a very well-rounded fighter. He has a good jab, he has a good 1-2, and he can tend to back away with his one hand in the air. I will say Volk has been chinny his entire career, guys. He got dropped by Chad Mendes. He got dropped by Islam Makhachev the first time. He fell to one knee. He got dropped by Max Holloway, I believe twice. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he has been a little chinny, guys, throughout his career. He's very good at adjusting in between fights like no other. His most notable performance is over Max Holloway in their third fight. He looked unbeatable. He looked unstoppable. I will say Volk likes to talk a lot in the fights. He likes to talk to his opponent. After winning the first round against Yair, he was talking in between fights. Against Max Holloway, he was talking. Against Islam Makhachev, he was talking. I wouldn't be surprised if Alexander Volkanovski is going to be talking a lot in this fight, especially if he's winning this fight. Diego Lopes, on the other hand, a 30-year-old Brazilian with 10 KO wins and 12 wins by submission. and only 4 wins by decision. Diego Lopes has power in his hands. He trains with Alexa Grasso, Lupita Godinez. Diego Lopes has been training with Austin Bashi to replicate Volkanovski for a little bit. We know Volk was training with Aljamain Sterling. Diego Lopes has cardio issues, and he always touches his Adam Apple. His most recent loss is to Mazar Evloev by decision. He then went on a 5-fight win streak with wins over Gavin Tucker, Pat Sabatini, Sadiq Youssef, Dan Ige, and Brian Ortega. And damn, how good does that Pat Sabatini win look now? Age, durability, even strength, and maybe even speed might be on Diego Lopes' side. Diego Lopes has fast hands. Speed is a massive factor in this fight, and low kicks will be as well. So with this fight right here, guys, let's go over the props. I like maybe Diego Lopes by KO like early. I will say maybe Diego Lopes KO early, rounds 1, 2, and 3 is worth a sprinkle. Let's go over the props. No matter who wins this fight, guys, it's going to look like a very dominant, very obvious fight. Or it might be, I hope it's competitive. I really hope it's competitive. I hope it's 2-2 going to the 5th round and Volkanovski dominates. But we all know it's not about what we hope. It's about the most likely outcome. Volk by KO plus 280. Volk by submission plus 1,800. Volk by points plus 210. Diego Lopes by KO plus 310. Lopes by sub plus 700. Diego Lopes by points plus 600. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a plus 126. No, at a minus 160. Over 3.5, minus 130. Under 3.5, plus 104. Fight ends by KO, plus 100. Fight ends by sub, plus 500. Fight ends by points, plus 120. One knockdown in this fight, minus 230. One of my favorite props, guys. For one knockdown to be in this fight at a minus 230, that's a perfect anchor to your parlay. Diego Lopes to land one knockdown, plus 115. He doesn't even have to finish Volkanovski. He just has to land one knockdown at a plus 115. I really think that that's possible. Volk to land one knockdown, plus 125. A little bit on the sketchier side because Volk, it's going to be a little crazy for Volk to land one knockdown. But if you like that, you like that. 3+ takedowns in this fight, minus 105. It could be a possibility if Volk tends to wrestle this fight heavy. Volk to land one takedown in round 1, minus 115, that's bait. For Volkanovski to land one takedown in round 1 at a minus 115, that is bait, and that price tag is way too big for the value that you're getting. Volk to land 3 takedowns, minus 105, I still think that that price tag is a little heavy. Volk by KO on points, minus 130. Volk by submission on points, plus 195. Lopes by KO on points, plus 165. Lopes by submission on points, plus 270. Lopes by KO rounds 1, 2, or 3, plus 480. Lopes by KO rounds 3, 4, and 5, plus 750. Volk by KO rounds 1, 2, or 3, plus 430. Volk by KO rounds 3, 4, and 5, plus 700. So just like the Chandler fight, for Diego Lopes, I like Diego Lopes by KO rounds 1, 2, or 3 at a plus 480. Even Diego Lopes by KO rounds 3, 4, and 5 at a plus 750. It's worth a sprinkle. But in this case right here, guys, I'm going to take Alexander Volkanovski to win this fight by 48-47, 49-46, and 48-47 unanimous decision. So give me Volkanovski by money line at a minus 144. I'm taking Volkanovski money line minus 144. I'm taking Volkanovski by points at a plus 210. I'm going to go that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 160. I'm going to take the over 3.5 at a minus 130. And I'm going to take that there's one knockdown in this fight at a minus 230. I really like that prop. So, one knockdown in this fight at a minus 230. Over 3.5 at a minus 130. This fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 160. Volk by points at a plus 210. And give me Volkanovski moneyline at a minus 144. Let's fucking get it, baby. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you guys got. Let's see if the lock of the week hits. Let me know your lock parlays, your lock combos. Let us know down below. I hope you guys like this video. Let's fucking get it. Does Volk become 2-time? Or does Diego Lopes become one of the new featherweight champions of the world? Let me know who you guys got, guys. No matter who wins, I expect an absolute war. And I expect whoever to go out on their shield. Let's go. I really like that prop for one knockdown in this main event at a minus 230. I really like that prop. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going Alexander Volkanovski to win this fight by 48-47, 49-46, and 48-47 unanimous decision. Let's get it, baby. I hope you guys enjoyed. The best is blessed, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'll see you guys later. See you guys at the top. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Peace. The best is blessed, baby. Have a great day. God bless you all. Let's get it. Let's go. Enjoy these fights because we have 1 week of no UFC after. So, enjoy these fights. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it. Peace. The best is blessed, baby. Hey.